2 days ago, I saw the movie Thunderbolts because it's a Marvel movie and they keep making Marvel movies, so I had to watch it. This one actually seemed very interesting to me, so we watched it in the movie theater. And I haven't really watched any like all the new Marvel movies that came out ever since after Endgame because I feel like Marvel after Endgame hasn't really been hitting that much anymore. Like there were some good Marvel movies that came out, and there were also some good Marvel TV shows that came out, but not a lot, which is not good. And obviously, pre Endgame, all the Marvel movies were good, but I don't know what's happening. But Thunderbolts did look interesting, and the advertisements for it were looking pretty cool. And most of the characters here are also like very notable. If you've seen Black Widow and you've seen the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, most of the characters here you should know who they are, and it's pretty cool. I like it. It was okay. It was good. I mean, it was funny. My parents were laughing, and they were probably the only ones that were laughing. It's kind of embarrassing, but it was good though. I liked it. It was entertaining. It wasn't the best thing. Like people kept mentioning, hyping it up, saying like this is the best Marvel movie after Endgame, and I can honestly say that maybe it is, but it isn't like Endgame. Endgame. It wasn't good, but it also wasn't bad. So they were kind of right, but they were also kind of wrong. But it was good. So Thunderbolts is kind of like Suicide Squad for Marvel. Not really, but it kind of is because they follow like some sort of like corrupted leader, uh, and then basically they just want to kill. Like the entire movie was just like taking like I think Valentina was like the person behind everything. She's like the I guess the leader of it. I'm not really sure who she is as in Marvel because again I haven't seen all the post Marvel like the post Endgame movies or TV shows. So I don't really know who she is, but for some reason she's a leader, and she basically created this new um, Sentry guy. Right? His name is Sentry, right? And but he joins the Thunderbolts. His name is Bob. But he does like the entire movie is like centrated. That's what the word. It's like like the entire premise of the movie is behind Bob, who is Sentry, who is like the new powerful leader. The new powerful superhero. He is also known as Void. He's like that guy who can like freaking like in a matter like so he like move his hand there and it will just immediately turn someone into like a black shadow, which is honestly very powerful. If this guy was literally in Endgame to fight Thanos, I'm pretty sure every single army, every single person who is on Thanos' side will probably have freaking evaporated and died, and they would have won immediately. Like this guy is very powerful. There was one scene where cops were like shooting at him in the sky, and this guy just didn't even flinch. Like it was just like moving through him. Like he's a very powerful character, and Void is very powerful. Like Void as a character, he's pretty cool. And then Sentry, he was also he's pretty powerful. He's like Homelander. It's kind of funny, but Bob is both Sentry and Void because he has the power of Sentry. But like when he gets like very depressed and all that, he becomes Void, which is like the dark side of him. And Bob is actually one of my favorite characters in Thunderbolts because I kind of like relate to him a lot. This guy was depressed and all he needs is like a hug. Uh, Throughout my life, I have been feeling kind of like that ever since. But like, it's not that because again, I don't really have. I don't want to trauma dump. This is about Thunderbolts. What am I talking about? I'm gonna stop talking about that. But premise of the movie. So the premise is that it goes around Yelena, who is the sister of Black Widow. You've seen her, and I think you saw her in Hawkeye, I believe so, and you also saw her in Black Widow. Uh, but it centers around her. Again, she's depressed as well because she just does one thing for someone and she just gets bored from it. And also, she follows like Valentina, who is basically like her coordinator, her leader thing. And then what Valentina does is that she makes her do one more mission, and then she takes her to like this little like facility was like enclosed thing, and then Yelena meets basically John Walker, who is the U.S. agent. He is also the Captain America who was in the Falcon and Winter Soldier, the one who killed the person, and then also Ghost was there too. Taskmaster was also there, and then Bob was in there. And Valentina's whole plan was to basically just kill them in there because they'll see each other and okay, so they'll just kill each other. But they didn't kill each other. They actually worked together. And they got out of there. Valentina was surprised. And, she wanted to, like, order a lot of people to kill them. And then, they escaped. They stumble upon Red Guardian, who is the father of Natasha and Yelena, and also Bucky. Bucky was also in here, which is very surprising. And they obviously they fight. Bucky tries to kill them. They fight each other, and the next thing you know, boom, they're working together. And then they go to like the place, and then yeah, Valentina calls them over to like a tower. They infiltrate a tower, and they see Sentry, who is Bob in disguise. Bob was with them. He was acting like a normal pedestrian. He was like relaying to all of them, you know. But they saw like Bob can fly. He's like, oh crap, what the frick? They didn't expect that. They run away. Then they go to the building, and then Valentina basically sees them, and they say, "Here's my new thing." And then they see Sentry, who is Bob, right? And they get very surprised, saying that this is the new weapon. And the whole reason why Valentina wanted to kill them was because, well, yeah, Sentry is way more powerful than all of them, so they don't really need Avenger. He's like the ultimate fighting superhero. And when obviously Sentry or Bob doesn't want to fight them because obviously they've been helping him, and obviously Thunderbolts don't want to fight him because obviously he's pup, and I don't think they're gonna win against him because he's a very very powerful character, right? So he's not like he says they're not up to me. They fight him. He wasn't going hard on them. He was like playing it very simple, but you can see like his power, like what he is as a person. He's a very powerful character. He can fly. He has very like super strength. He has a lot of like he's like Omni Man to a certain extent. Uh, so obviously they get beaten up. They get mad, and then all of a sudden, Valentina, when he was like protesting against Valentina, she basically does like this little trigger thing that basically just stops him, so it just like passes him out, and that basically like activates like a thing in his body where he just turns into void, right? And this whole void thing, he basically just like he like flies and he just like turns everything into black. Like whatever, like when he like touches this, it just turns everything to black. I don't know. That's a very powerful power. Holy crap! What an actual power demon this guy is. Because if he wasn't playing around, this guy can literally turn anything into a shadow. Whatever he can literally turn anything into a shadow, and it's kind of overpowered as crap. So what? Obviously, the Thunderbolts can't even stop them. So what they do is that Yelena basically just goes and just accepts defeat and just goes into the shadow, and then what she does is that she like uses her like, okay, I'm depressed too. Uh, oh yeah, Bob, well you Bob, I'm not gonna get affected by this, and then boom, she finds Bob, comforts him, and then Bob turns to them. Obviously, the Thunderbolts follow her into it, and then Bob sees the dark side, who is Void, and then Bob actually beats the crap out of Void, and then Yelena comforts him, and then boom, next thing you know, they save the entire day. That's kind of like the synopsis of the story. I tried to put that into like probably the very meat of it, because that's kind of like the synopsis of the story. But I will go into the characters. I will say that obviously my favorite character is Bob. He was very interesting. Sentry and Void. He's a very interesting character. I never seen that before, and it's kind of insane how they got Sentry into this movie. It's pretty cool. I guess my next one will probably be John Walker. John Walker is interesting. He's a very like interesting guy in this movie. When we saw him in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, he was like, "Oh, no one likes this guy. Ew, who is this guy? This isn't Captain America." And that's what a lot of people said. But like seeing John Walker in this movie, it kind of does change your perspective on it, because he's actually a very humorous guy. He's very like mad. You can see that he's like very neglectful. He's not a good father, but he does help, and that's pretty cool. Ghost was also in this movie. I didn't know who she was from. I don't know who like where she was from. I think she was from. I might get this wrong again. I haven't seen all the new Marvel movies like post Endgame. I think Ghost was from Wakanda Forever. I believe so, but I'm probably very wrong. I don't know where she is, but basically her powers like she can just teleport basically, and like she can like teleport here or there, and she's very good at fighting, obviously. But that's like a power. And then we get like a very like small scene with Taskmaster, but I think John Walker kills Taskmaster, or Yelena kills Taskmaster. I don't know, but Taskmaster wasn't really in here that long. I was actually very excited to see Taskmaster, because Taskmaster as a character, as an interesting character. Uh, like I knew Taskmaster like from like the Lego games I used to play, like the Lego Marvel superhero games I used to play, and I liked him as a character. I liked her as a character, but she just died, and I got very sad. So it was pretty sad. Obviously, we have Yelena, who was like the new Black Widow. I think she's actually a very perfect person to be the new Black Widow. I don't really have any problem with her being Black Widow because she does fight like Natasha. She has the same weapons as Natasha. She has the staff. She's a really good replacement for Natasha, and I'm not really going against that. Who else we got? We got Red Guardian. The Red Guardian was we seen Red Guardian in the Black Widow movie. His powers just I think he's just very strong. He's a very strong guy. He's very funny. He's a Russian man, so obviously funny Russian people are very funny, and you can laugh at all of them. He's like the comedic guy of this movie, and it's a good laugh at him. And he's the father of Yelena and Natasha. And then obviously we have Bucky. Obviously we all know who Bucky is. He's the Winter Soldier, a very good fighter, has a metal arm. He's good with guns, and he's the gun guy basically. And now he's a congressman in this movie. He was also a congressman in the Brave New World movie, which I won't watch, and he also takes a part here. And that's kind of like what it is. Again, it's Thunderbolts. It was good. I mean, it wasn't the best. I mean, it could have done way better. Like the last half of the movie caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting it to be a message to like loneliness and how like someone who's very lonely and alone and takes a lot of drugs can have an effect on the whole world basically. Like the Void is like Bob's bad side. Like that's like his depressed, lonely, I'm on methamphetamine. Like he does said that he's on meth. He does meth sometimes. And that's kind of like what his bad side. So what he does, obviously, the Thunderbolts comfort him, and next thing you know, boom, he's safe. Which isn't the best. I mean, I was expecting like a good like fight scene, like oh this time Bob isn't gonna go easy on them. Bob's gonna go absolutely freaking 100% on them and freaking eradicate them. But if he was to do that, I'm pretty sure all the Thunderbolts will just die, right? So it was pretty cool. Obviously, then they became the new Avengers after Valentina. And then Yelena says to Valentina, like, oh, we own you now, which obviously makes Valentina scared, but that's what she deserves, obviously. Uh, and then, post-credit scenes, ooh, they become the new Avengers, basically. And then, obviously, then the entire group gang is there. They have the very powerful Sentry or Bob, and then they have, Yelena, Red Guardian, they have Ghost, they have Bucky on there. And then there was like another post credit scene where it shows basically it shows that Fantastic Four is coming there, and they have like a big there's like a big Galactus is coming there, uh, and I guess it's hinting to like maybe in the Fantastic Four maybe the Thunderbolts will make an appearance in that movie, right? But obviously the Thunderbolts will be in the new Avengers as well as the Fantastic Four Avengers Doomsday, which got delayed. Very sad about that. But that was Thunderbolts. It was okay. This movie is like a good maybe 6 or 7 out of 10, somewhere between 6 or 7 out of 10. I mean, it was entertaining. It was funny, and when you watch this with your parents and a lot of people in the movie theater, it does become very funny. But if you're to someone who like watch this movie like alone, just like fully analyzing the movie, you'll probably see this movie as like a good like maybe 6 or 7 out of 10, maybe even 5 out of 10. But it wasn't bad, but it wasn't the hype didn't really exceed it. Like it didn't really exceed the hype basically. But it was good. It wasn't bad. But yeah, it was enjoyable. I would watch it again. I would watch it again with like a lot of people, that I know. It would be a very fun movie to watch with a lot of people that you know, like your friends or family. But yeah, that was Thunderbolts. I saw it. Good movie. That's it. Thanks for watching.